Hello, welcome in, Collective. I'm going to do a Divine Feminine reading. The reason I'm going to do this reading today is really the reason why I started the channel in the first place, and I've taken my business in this direction. And it's really to help elevate those feminines out there that are going through some sort of life change, having a realization, feeling like I don't know what the hell to do here. I'm feeling a bit lost. Um, Opening up this channel to sort of be somewhere that you can come for a bit of guidance. Um, and you know, if you align with watching the All Zodiac sign reading on a Sunday, there's a little healing session at the end of it too that you can incorporate on a daily basis throughout that week. But it's really about helping the collective to trust their intuition more. For any blockages that have been put in place there in the past, it's to sort of recognize those blockages and understand how your intuition works in you because it works differently in everybody. Okay. And recognizing the signs of when your spiritual team are talking to you and when they're trying to guide you and move you forward. So the whole point is to sort of hear through the readings, help you see why past situations happened. I read somewhere once that a few people actually kept sort of giving off about tarot readings, and it was like, why are you always talking about the past? Why is it always about the past person? I don't care about the past person. I want to know what's coming in. But unless you understand the past and why it happened, you'll get the same thing in the future. The past was a lesson that you needed to learn from. A lot of you that are here now have gone through something that has triggered you and went, you know what? I am not going through that again. And the warning signs were there during the relationship or the situation, whatever it may be, and you ignored them. And now we're in this situation where it's like, that's not going to happen to me again. But those people who are like, why are we looking at the past? Show me the future. If you don't understand the past, the future's not going to be any different to what you've been through. When we understand the past, that's when we have a better future. So that's why this channel's here. It's to help you see what you went through, why you went through it, why you needed to go through it, and what we can learn from it to elevate ourselves to move forward from it. So that's why I started this channel. That's what I've been guided to do to help the divine feminines out there. And if there's any men watching this, it's for you too, because we possess the masculine and feminine energies within us. So, ladies, even if I'm talking about a masculine here, it may be the masculine energy in you. So you take it what way it resonates. It may not be about another person at all. It might be just about you and what you need to look into. So that's my aim here. Everlasting life. Seeing things differently now. We're looking at a bigger picture here. Tapestry. Starting to see how things all have pulled together. Situations, people we've met, starting to understand how everything's kind of connected, and it's situations or conversations we've had, how it's actually set us up and put things together. Release. Sort of releasing this, self limiting beliefs, about ourselves, what society has sort of made us believe about ourselves. It hasn't let us see just what a treasure we are. Releasing that self limits, you are capable of so much, you are worthy of so much, and no longer sort of taken into consideration what society expects. Like abundance is here. Beautiful. Not just, welcoming abundance into your life by uplifting your energy all the time. It's about seeing the abundance around you, seeing the world differently, being thankful for what you have and where you are and what you've learnt here. Gratitude, new beginning. This is you on your new beginning. Underneath that's forgiveness. Forgiveness of self. Not, I feel this is about divine feminine energy. This is forgiveness of self. Because when you come through a situation or you've been, let it be a relationship, work, whatever it is that you've come through, there will be a lot of anger that you feel towards yourself. And it'll be the first question is, why the fuck did I stay there as long as I did? Why did I put up with that as long as I did? Like, what's wrong with you? But you stayed in a situation as long as you did because it was necessary. Because in every time the knife was stuck in, today you will remember that. So sometimes we need to go through hard times a number of times for the penny to drop. And don't ever feel, oh, I'm so stupid that I didn't get out of that sooner. Somebody else would have seen right through that and wouldn't have put themselves through that, blah, blah, blah. Listen, don't ever feel that way. We go through situations in our life that are necessary and we go through them as often as we go through them because it's necessary for our journey. It's nothing to do with anybody else. So don't compare yourself to somebody else and how they went through something and they left that situation 2 years earlier than I did, whereas I stayed. You had to. There was a reason for that. That person who maybe left that situation 2 years earlier maybe got into the exact same situation with somebody else, or if it's a relationship or work thing or whatever, they re-entered it, the exact same thing with somebody else, done the same circle with them. You staying here and wherever this is you were and dealing with it means I'm never doing that again. Moving on. You are moving on, Divine Feminine. No more of this, putting up with this stuff. Eight of Pentacles. Working on yourself. Five of Cups. That's letting go of this sort of, this forgiveness thing here. You know, looking at things we have to process. That is another reason why spirit will bring up a lot of the past. It's like a therapy session here. They will make you relive certain situations and certain lies you were told, that the red flag was there bouncing at you and you just went, no, if I just ignore this and I don't say anything, this person or this thing will just sort of miraculously change, and I'll have I'll have fixed them. And now you look back and you go like, what the hell? But it's important to process what the red flag was and what intuition, how did it feel when you knew that it was a lie? Where did your intuition pop off? Take note of that. That's a warning sign. Your intuition, wherever it was, did you hear the voice going, liar? Did you get a feeling in your body? Did you get a chill? Did you get a feeling in your tummy? Some people I know, their body temperature changes. If somebody comes and physically stands in front of them and tells them a lie, they feel a shiver. Everybody experiences it differently, and it's important to tune in how you experience it because that's what's going to help in the future. King of Cups, Page of Swords. Understanding yourself and how it works. Nine of Wands. Not beating yourself up here about it. I'm feeling really strongly about that. It is a process and you will go back and forth with it. And a lot of thing about healing too, and especially a situation where it has really kind of like brought you to a situation here where you have kind of woken up here. And it's a long process and healing doesn't just happen overnight and then all of a sudden you do it once and it's done. Healing's a lifelong thing. The first time I heard that I was like, sick. When I started working on myself, I was like, right, if I do this couple of things, we're sweet. Only to find out that no, this is forever. But when you start to do this and you start to see the patterns that come into your life and you start to see how you deal with things, you start to change your mindset on how you deal with it. And then you're able to cope with the situations better. This is what this is about. So when there is a sort of an incident that happens here, you'll be like, I've been through that before. I've had that cycle before. Right, how did I react to that the last time? And how did that go? Right, didn't go so well because I done that. Right, okay, let's change tactics. This is what it's all about. Broadening how you think about stuff. Be aware. Look at the bigger picture. Take the blinkers off. Take the blinders off. Look at from a bigger perspective. Don't rush into things. Step back. See what's going on. If somebody's telling you something, why are they telling you that? If somebody's coming to you with something negative, why? Why are they saying something negative? Ace of Wands. If somebody comes to you with a bit of gossip, what did you hear about Daisy there? See what she was up to? Why is that person coming and telling you that? Why are they talking about that? Why is that? And we've all done it. We've all partook in the gossip. And it's only when you start to get yourself in a different level, you go, I can't believe I got myself involved in that. And it's normally something to do with trying to avoid your own life and your own circumstances of what's going on there. And sort of going, well, glad to see somebody else has some shit going on. It's almost a wee bit of a gluten thing. But it swings and roundabouts, it comes around. Knight of Swords. Not everyone is going to be happy to see you on this journey. The fine feminine. Surprise, surprise, because we don't like people elevating and going above us. Seven of Swords. That's why it was so important there when I brought up about the gossip. People partaking in gossip about others. There may be some gossip going on around you. Do you see what the collective's up to? Like, what does she think she is? I was going to say eight of wands, eight of cups. Take it as it resonates. It's walking away and not taking this into account. We elevate above this. We don't partake in this tittle tattle shit. I mean, I'm sitting here doing tarot readings in Cumber, County Down. There is no one else in this town does this type of work. The only other people that I know do this type of work are people that I have trained with or, are of the spiritual nature. It is not a normal job. I am well aware the channel's still very new, so there's a lot of people out there do not know that I am on YouTube yet. I am well aware that when it does start to roll out and people do start to become aware that I'm on YouTube, I know there's going to be a lot of chit chat about it. But I've got myself through a stage here where it's like, I don't give a fuck what they think. They're not living my life. They haven't received the information I have and told this is what you need to do, this is your way forward, this is your new job. They haven't been through what I have been through. They haven't worked on themselves here enough and, you know, become qualified in energy healing and shamanic work and use those practices on themselves to elevate themselves to be in a better area. So when you don't understand something, you talk shit about it. There's also two reasons why people will talk shit about you or about what you do. Firstly, they don't understand it. So the human condition is this it. That's a load of shite. Don't be listening to any of that nonsense. Number two, fear. They fear it. Why? Because there's maybe some stuff you're saying that they know is the truth. And if they're up to something sneaky here, are you going to expose them? If you strengthen your intuition here, because everybody has the ability I have, everybody has that within them. They're able to be intuitive, to read situations. We all walk into a room and we can sense what the atmosphere is like. We know straight away what the atmosphere is like in the room. That's intuition. So anybody who says, oh, somebody who can read energy and tell you what's going on in somebody's life is full of shit and they're a fucking liar. All right, well then when you walk in a room and you sense if it's is it a party vibe or is it a funeral? Is it a good happy vibe or is it a sad time? You tell me you walk in that room, you can't sense that. That's the two big reasons why people will talk shit about you. Certainly talk shit about me, but I'm all right with it. I don't mind because those people will never come to your face and say it. They'll stand behind you. In fact, when they meet you face to face, they'll be all like, Vanessa, yeah, see you on YouTube. Doing great. Mm-mm-mm. Then I have the sense. So I know. And I go, oh, thanks. Because I can play the game too. Just because you're enlightened and you know what's going on, be smart and how you deal with these people. Thanks. And then ask Archangel Michael to surround you with the highest like white light of protection because they're probably setting daggers at you. Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning for the Divine Feminine here. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. It's a real awakening here. Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Big heavy sigh there. Sort of feeling that needing to release energy. You need to release the energy. Four of Cups. Four of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Ten of Swords. A lot of trauma to work through here. And what I want to say to you is Rome was not built in a day, and it's what I said too. Healing's a lifelong thing. It's not a quick fix. You can only take one thing at a time. So the one thing that steps up most dominant in your mind is the one thing, the area you need to look at. Once you've dealt with that, the next will show. Knight of Wands. Stay the course with the item that comes in your head that you need to look at. Get yourself grounded. Queen of Wands. Get yourself grounded here. Sit with it. And ask them to show you what do you need. What do you need here? What do you need to know? Nine of Cups. What's going to help me here? You know, do I need some energy healing? Do I need some crystals? You know, yoga. What practices can I, sort of start to integrate in my daily life that's going to help elevate me here? The Devil. You know, what is the traits that have sort of, you know, got me in this heartbreak situation? What were the traits that I displayed? Was it I had no boundaries? I had no self-worth. I didn't give myself any self-love. What were the traits that I showed here that got me in this situation? Let's work on those. What about boundaries? Right, okay. It's about me. It's about making me happy. So I'm not going to be out over giving myself to people and not getting it back. Heartbroken. Instilling the boundaries here that we're not going to allow ourselves to be in that situation again. Four of Wands. Moving forward in a more sort of, Four of Wands is kind of the marriage card, it's the house card, but it's about coming home to you, bringing it to you. What's important to you here? I do feel a life change here in a way, yeah. Letting those 10 of Wands go. I do feel a life change here, and the Queen of Cups is underneath that. A new perspective here on how we look at things. Let's get one of these. A new perspective about self, looking at self. Let's see what we need. Unraveling, yep. Yep. Unraveling. What is meant for you will find you. Starting to look in within and go, what's going to make me happy here? Unraveling. I want to look at it because it's like we need to unravel before we can start to heal. So I really want to look at it. Unraveling, page 34. We know we need to be broken before we can start to heal, which is what has happened. If you're here watching this is what has happened. Unraveling is an opportunity to let go of the parts of yourself that have been holding you back. This transformational journey back to your intuitive self is like peeling off the layers of an onion. Each layer that is uncovered brings a deeper understanding of self, creating a new confidence at ease and ease. By choosing this card, you are ready to peel off another layer. Are you feeling where are you feeling most stuck in your life? Work, romance, or self-confidence? In order to unravel, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Look inward to uncover fears and insecurities in this area. Remember, vulnerability is power, not weakness. The more you understand yourself, the freer you become. So the process has started to look within. I'm going to take this to the extended. If you resonate with it and you'd like to come along, the link will be below. I'm going to have a wee look here and see what we don't see coming and any blockages that might be in the way. And then I'm going to get us some angelic advice. So if you want to come along, the link will be below.